Scientists have been attempting to raise awareness about climate change and its implications for decades, but they have often faced resistance from certain groups, including some Christians. In an effort to persuade Christians to take action on climate change, scientists have employed various strategies to manipulate their perspectives. One way scientists have approached this is by framing the issue of climate change in a moral and ethical context, resonating with Christian values such as stewardship and care for creation. Some scientists have collaborated with Christian leaders and organizations to emphasize the biblical teachings that support environmental protection. For instance, they highlight passages like Genesis 2:15, which instructs humans to take care of and protect the earth, and Psalm 24:1, which states that the earth is the Lord's. By using scriptural references, scientists aim to convince Christians that protecting the environment is a fundamental aspect of their faith. This approach has been effective in some cases, as many Christians have begun to recognize the importance of preserving God's creation and have become involved in environmental initiatives. Another strategy scientists have used is to appeal to Christians' sense of compassion and concern for the poor and vulnerable. Climate change disproportionately affects disadvantaged communities who have limited resources to adapt to its impacts. Scientists have emphasized that addressing climate change is essential to upholding Christian values like justice and love for one's neighbors. By framing climate action as a moral imperative, scientists have encouraged Christians to support policies and practices that reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote sustainable development. Some scientists have also attempted to address the concerns of Christians who are skeptical about climate change. They have engaged with Christian leaders and media outlets to provide accurate information about climate science, debunking myths and misconceptions that have been spread by climate change deniers. For example, scientists have explained that climate change is not a natural phenomenon, but rather the result of human activities, such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. By providing clear and concise information, scientists have helped to build trust and credibility with Christian audiences. However, some critics argue that scientists have used manipulative tactics to persuade Christians to accept their views on climate change. For instance, some scientists have been accused of using fear-mongering and emotional appeals to convince Christians that climate change is a catastrophic threat. While it is true that climate change poses significant risks to human societies and ecosystems, some scientists have been criticized for exaggerating its impacts or using scare tactics to mobilize support for their cause. Additionally, some Christians have felt that scientists have disrespected their beliefs and values by implying that they are not doing enough to address climate change. Some scientists have been accused of being condescending or judgmental, implying that Christians who are skeptical about climate change are ignorant or misguided. This approach has been counterproductive, as it has alienated some Christians and reinforced the skepticism about climate science. In conclusion, scientists have employed various strategies to manipulate Christians' perspectives on climate change, from appealing to their moral values to addressing their concerns and providing accurate information. While some of these approaches have been effective, others have been criticized for being manipulative or dismissive of Christian beliefs. To build trust and credibility with Christian audiences, scientists must engage in respectful and open-minded dialogue, acknowledging the diversity of Christian perspectives on climate change and working to find common ground. By doing so, scientists can help to build a broader coalition of support for climate action, one that includes Christians and other faith communities who are committed to protecting the environment and promoting sustainable development. Ultimately, addressing climate change will require a collaborative effort from people of all faiths and backgrounds, and scientists must be willing to engage in inclusive and respectful dialogue to achieve this goal.